Man, what's up with the what's up? It's your boy Tyrone Hunter back in the building with another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. Today's agenda is I want to shout out to all my folk that have been rocking with me. You know I'm going to continue to bring that fire and trolls. I love y'all too. If you're just checking in for the first time, hit the like button on the way in the door. Hit the subscribe button on the way out the door. Join the squad. Let them know that What's Really Good Entertainment is in the building. We here to stay and we gonna turn it up. You feel? So today's topic, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be giving you an update on the Young Thug trial. The trial judge still tripping. He denied motion to remove himself from the case, and he threatened a lawyer. So this is my thoughts on that. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you stay to the end of the video because you know it gets spicy over here. Trolls, what up, though? Yo, people be trolling like crazy, but I mean, you know, it's part of the game. It's part of the territory, you know? So we gonna move right along. So, today, another day of interesting developments. Trial witness, he got crazy with the DA when she asked him a question in terms of, you know, whether his gang was a gang or not. He like, that don't got nothing to do with her. That's none of her business. Like, it was crazy today. So I'm going to just go backwards real quick. I did a couple of videos on it so far. If you want to get the information in regards to those videos, make sure you go backwards and check it out so you can be caught up. This one is just going to be a real brief spill of what happened today. So today, Young Thug lawyer, as well as, you know, the group of lawyers that's pretty much fighting the YSL RICO, they raised a motion called a motion to recuse. A motion to recuse is when you ask a judge to remove themselves from a case so that the case could be heard in front of another judge. This judge flat out denied it. You know, I got the tail of the tape. You know, I'm going to plug you into that, and you know, I'm going to give you my thoughts as it's playing. So, check it out.
The court's had an opportunity to read your motion. I've also had an opportunity to take a look at, because this issue comes up a fair bit, Baptiste versus the state. I invite you to take a look at that. And that's from our Court of Appeals, 229 Georgia Appeals 691. Basically, you can't file a motion to recuse for ruling that a trial judge makes, okay? And that's what you're doing in this particular situation. You're saying you don't like what I ruled upon. You're alleging some facts in an affidavit that support that decision. Because if that were the case, then no trial judge would be able to sit through a trial and give adverse rulings. So for the reasons set forth in Baptiste and other cases, I'm going to deny your motion to recuse on its face, okay?
Okay, so let me stop right there. So now if you listen to what the judge just said, the judge said that a lawyer cannot file a motion to ask a judge to remove himself from the case because they don't like a particular ruling. Now, I have to give y'all some background information just so y'all can understand what's going on. So the judge... So Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, he went in front of the court and in front of the judge, this judge here, and he told the judge that he had received information that the judge, the district attorney, as well as the witness, Kenneth Copeland, had met in the judge's chambers. Brian Steele raised a motion saying that he believed it was unfair that nobody from the defense team was able to be in on that meeting, and that he would like to have access to the transcripts in regards to that meeting to see if anything improper was going on. The judge asked him, who told you that? He said, I'm not going to tell you that. The judge told him, if you don't tell me who told you that, then I'm going to hold you in contempt of court and I'm going to send you to jail. Young Thug lawyer refused give up his sources, so the judge sent him to jail. Okay, so now Young Thug's lawyer got sentenced to a certain state in prison. His lawyers came to court yesterday, brought a motion before the judge saying that the judge handled that situation improper, that if Brian Steele was to be held in contempt of court, the matter would have to be transferred to another judge, an independent source, so that they can look at the information to see if it was right for the judge to hold Brian Steele in contempt of court. The judge denied that motion. He said he's not releasing the transcripts. He told them to get it on appeal. So now today, because of that ruling, now they're asking the judge to remove himself from the case. And as you just heard, the judge is saying he's not going to remove himself from the case because he feels that they're filing that motion only because they disagree with his ruling and what he did. But his ruling, there still has to be a hearing to determine whether his ruling was right or not. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to hold a kind of court where his law goes and what he say goes, and anything that the lawyers bring up, he's saying, like, I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm denying it. He's denying a motion without the lawyers able to present their facts. The only way you can present the facts is in a hearing. He's not even trying to give them a hearing. He's saying just outright he's denying the motion. So that's what was said thus far. But let's get right back into it.
May I just address what you said? I disagree with your characterization that I filed a motion as a result of any ruling. No. Well, you did in your affidavit. I'm taking in your affidavit as...
He's telling the judge, that's not why I filed the motion. And the judge is telling him, yeah, you did. The judge is not even trying to understand why he filed the motion. How can a judge tell him that, yeah, that's the reason you filed the motion and cutting him off while he's trying to talk? This judge is out of control.
Face value, okay? All right? I'm not contesting where you got the information from, at least not yet. Yes. But I'm just saying that because it also encompasses that I made a ruling. And as a result of that, if I make a ruling and you don't like it, then every litigant will say, I want to recuse you, Judge Smith or Judge Glanville or Judge whoever, okay? So part and parcel of it is that's why I'm making my ruling in this particular case. Remember, bias. I've got to do something extrajudicial, and you're in your particular... Like I would have to say something about you or your clients.
Let me start right there. So this judge is trying to play judge, jury, and executioner. He's trying to tell the lawyer that the lawyer is telling him that's not why he filed the motion. He's saying, yes, it is the reason why you filed the motion. He's telling the lawyer he's going to deny the motion and that is not going to be heard. Then he say the only way that a lawyer can bring up a motion like that is pretty much if it's biased. Clearly is biased because the judge held a meeting with the district attorney as well as the witness, Kenneth Copeland, in the judge's chambers, meaning outside the presence of the jury, outside the presence of the lawyers. So how is that not biased? And the reason why it's biased is because the judge had just sent Kenneth Copeland to jail because he pled the fifth. Plead the fifth means that he don't want to answer questions on the grounds that it may incriminate him. So because he exercised his right, the judge sent him to jail. When he came out of jail, that's when they had the meeting in the chambers. And Brian Steele, who's Young Thug lawyer, feels that the judge somehow be it threatened or coerced Kenneth Copeland into testifying by telling him that, listen, if you get on the stand and you try to plead the fifth again, I'm going to lock you back up. So now we see Kenneth Copeland testifying, which is evidence that something had to be said or something had to be done. So that clearly shows bias because it's no reason for the judge to have to talk to Kenneth Copeland in his chambers. There's no reason. He has a lawyer representing him. The judge is supposed to sit there and hear the information from the prosecution as well as from the defense. So if Kenneth Copeland has a lawyer, it's no reason for him to meet in the judge's chambers. His lawyer is supposed to represent him in court based on the testimony. So that clearly shows bias. So what the judge saying is not bias is crazy. But we're going to keep on listening.
Which I would never do. because I'm a steward of this particular process. So I understand what your objection is, or what your statement is in terms of your motion to recuse, and I'm going to deny it. And I believe, Your Honor, that under Rule 25...
He's denying the motion without hearing no evidence. He made a ruling and he don't want his ruling to be challenged. He just denying the motion and saying that's it. That's crazy.
Point 3, that you have to address, you have to cease acting right now. No, I don't. And then, if I can just finish, and then I promise, if I can just finish this. I believe you have to cease acting. I believe that under 25.3, you have to look at the timeliness of the motion, and you have to look at the sufficiency of the affidavit. I do not believe that you are permitted to just simply deny without taking those steps. Is that it? Yes, it is, Your Honor. Okay.
Is that it? See, the judge is not trying to hear nothing he got to say. Now, this way it's going to get crazy. Watch what the judge say.
All right. So noted. Are you denying at this point? I'm still denying your motion, okay? Would you grant a certificate of immediate review? No, sir. Because... No, sir. If you grant that certificate... You were always talking about how the appellate court... No, because if I grant the certificate, it stops the case, okay? I don't agree with that. And I'm not going to do that. I don't believe it stops the case. I'm not going to do that. And if you can appeal it at the end of the case. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I'll live by it. But aren't you...
He's telling them you could appeal it at the end of the case. That he's not even going to grant a certificate so that they could appeal this judge's ruling to another court. He's not even giving them an opportunity to appeal it to another court. He's saying, listen, at the end of the trial, after they found guilty or innocent, that's when you could appeal it. That's when it's going to be too late. The judge is denying they right to a fair trial right now. Crazy.
Removing the cloud that's hanging over the case right now, Your Honor. Sir, I'd be real careful about what you're pleading at this point in time, what you're stating to the court. As a matter of professional responsibility, remember, we haven't nugged out all of the issues involved in that affidavit. And I would be very careful if I were you, because you have some professional responsibility obligations individually and to this court. And so I would just leave it at that respectfully. I don't want to get into an argument with you about that, but I would just tell you that tread lightly, okay, in terms of that at this point. I understand, Your Honor, and I believe that the certificate of immediate review would be in the interest of the court. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Now the judge telling him, if I was you, I would tread very carefully. I would tread very lightly. Because the court made a ruling. So the judge is threatening him, saying, like, if you keep on going on with what it is that you're saying and whatever, like, you better tread lightly. How do a judge talk to a lawyer like that? When it's clear the judge is dead wrong. The judge locked Young Thug lawyer up because Young Thug lawyer found out of the secret meeting. But the judge do not want to release the transcripts so that they can review it to see if anything wrong was done in the hearing. The judge don't even want to hear that. So you sending Young Thug lawyer to jail because he found out of dirt that you're doing. And this is why I made the last video that I made where I said, yo, Young Thug found guilty of trial of all RICO charges. My opinion. Because it's clear that this judge is not being fair. This judge is being biased. This judge is making rulings. He's not giving them an opportunity for the matter to be heard somewhere else in front of another judge. He just everything get it on appeal, but not giving them an opportunity to appeal anything right now. He's saying after the case is over, he's going to give them the right to appeal. So pretty much, if Young Thug and them get found guilty based on all of this flagrant fouls that's going on in this case, then it's going to be, oh, well, sit up in jail for a couple of years and get it on appeal. Man, but that's the latest and the greatest of what's going on in this trial. And I think, you know, individuals that's in the streets and that's playing in the streets, be it you call yourself gang, you call yourself trying to get in a gang, you out there selling drugs, robbing, stealing, killing, or whatever. This is what happens when you get in front of judges, when you go to the criminal justice system and they trying to lock you up and they trying to give you some time. It's very rare that you're going to get a judge that's going to play fair. Their job is to try to put your lights out. That's just the long and short of it. Young Thug is going to be facing life in prison if he get found convicted of these charges. Because they're saying that he was in a gang, he was the leader in the gang, and all of these murders and crimes and stuff that happened was because Young Thug gave the orders, which is crazy because Young Thug is a music recording artist. Was he or was he not a part of YSL? Who knows? But he wasn't in no position where he was calling shots and sending people to commit crimes because for the most part, he was in the studio, as everybody's saying, he used to be in the studio all the time and he was always on tour, always making music. He had phones. His phones could have been tapped. If he was doing anything, they would have been locked him up. But because, and this is the last thing that I'm going to say, because of gang affiliation, because he's allegedly a part of the gang, anything that any of the gang members do or get caught for, be it they get arrested with a weapon, they get arrested for a shooting, they get arrested for a murder, they get arrested for a carjacking, they get arrested for whatever, and they're in a gang and you're representing that same gang, that's called a conspiracy. They could tie y'all in together. And this is what they doing with Young Thug. So y'all be careful out there, man. If y'all claiming gang, y'all gang, y'all in the streets, y'all committing crimes. Once you get in that criminal justice system, it's not their job to play fair. Their job is to lock you up and throw the key away. So, man, stay on point, stay aware. Share this video with somebody who need this information. Like this video, leave a comment in regard to this video. Like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that this judge is right? Do y'all think that he's wrong? Or do you think the judge is out of order? Do you think he's playing fair? What's y'all thoughts on the judge locking up Young Thug's lawyer and sending him to jail because he found out about a secret meeting? What's your thoughts on that? Have anybody experienced a situation where, they had went to court and the court, was doing something similar in terms of, playing hardball or playing against them to try to get them a lot of time in jail? Man, this is definitely something that deserves a deeper conversation. But it's your boy, Tyrone Hunter. This is my spill that's real. Another edition of What's Really Good Entertainment. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Everybody stay safe. The sun is going down. It's about to be demon time in a couple of hours. Make sure y'all get in the crib safe, chill, and relax. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Yeah.